This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, everyone. Very good evening. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll start our session in a couple of more, 1 or 2 minutes. We'll start our session. Till the time everyone is joining the part, joining this session. So we can wait for at least 1 or 2 minutes. After we'll proceed. Okay. So let's start the part. Okay. So I welcome all of you. Very good evening for this session on robotics process automation, which is dedicated for creating a robotic process that can run or that can, like we will understand first what a robotic process is. Again, all those things we'll understand. As for my introduction, I am Bipul. I am basically a AI and machine learning consultant, and in artificial intelligence job role, we need to do some sort of robotic processes as well. Okay, so that system, so that computers can work, can complete, can proceed, or can finish the jobs. Okay, in more fast, or you can say more convenient way as we are doing it. Okay, and most of the time what happens, there are so many things that we have to do in repetitive form, right? Like we have to repeat it again and again. Okay, so those repetitive tasks we can just assign to the systems or a computers, so that computers can do those tasks. For example, let's consider example over here. Just a minute. Okay, for example, you are working in HR. Okay, you are working in HR. Okay, and in HR you might be getting a lot of invoices daily. Okay, to be processed. Okay, like you have to process it and you have to forward those details to account departments. Okay, or can be any other departments, right? Who is service the department. But if suppose, so because invoices can be given to either HR or can be given to account department, but most of the cases it is given to HR first, right? And thereafter it will be transmitted or forwarded to account department, right? So that is a general procedure, right? So suppose if you're getting daily 1,000 invoices, then obviously 1,000, 1,500 or 2,000 invoices or so many invoices you are getting, and you have to process all those things. That means process means what? You have to extract the information from the invoice. Like what information? It can be name, it can be name, right? Account details, okay, amount, right? So these many informations we have to extract from that particular invoice, right? So after extracting, so it will take a lot of time. If we are doing it manually, selecting, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, and creating Excel file, okay, it will take a hell lot of time, right? But with automation process, we can do the same thing, okay, in just couple of minutes. Okay, in just 2 or 3 minutes, my automation process will extract all the needful information from that invoice. That invoice can be in PDF form if that is in PDF form, Word form, or it can be in image form, whatever form it is. Okay, it's a image form, it's a PDF form, it's a Word form, whatever form it is, but automation process can extract all the information out of it. Right? That means there was a repetitive task. Okay, that task we were expected to do again and again, but with the automation we did it in just couple of minutes, right? The same way, suppose I have to extract some information from a website, right? From a website I have to extract hundreds of informations. Okay, some data scraping I have to do. So if we are doing data scraping by any other technology, we can't do a data filtering. There are so many things that we can't do. There are certain limitations. Like data scraping can be done by Python also, but Python is having certain limitations, right? That means it is like this. Just a minute, what are the limitations? I'll just let you know. Okay. So with Python, if I'm doing data scraping means what? Scraping some information from a website. Okay, like this information I have to scrap it. Right. So there are so many information that are required to be scrapped. Okay, in for our job roles, for our works. Okay, I have to extract the data from some sources, right? So if I use the simple Python, then there are so many limitations. Like I have to change the page manually. Okay, I have to each time kind of maintaining the database or data set properly. We'll get a lot of limitations. Okay, but with automation process or RPA, robotics automation process, what can happen? Same thing can be done with a quite accurate way, as well as if data are there on multiple pages. Okay, robotic process can change the page as well. Okay, it will keep changing the page, it can browse the website, it can do the search, whatever things that you want, and it can just scrap the things out of it, right? So easily it can be done from there also, right? That means there was a repetitive task that we just made easy with the help of robotic process. Okay, so these are different case studies that I am telling you. Okay, there are n number of case studies that I can tell you. Okay, so these are some simple case I will show you also. Okay, I will show you also some of the case studies that has been made, that I will show you also. Okay, so there are different kinds of case studies that we can think of. Okay, and that we basically create over here. Email automation. Okay, email automation, what happened in email automation? In email automation, my robotics automation process will automatically get logged in. Okay, can check the mails. Okay, can check the mails, can read the mails, can just figure out what are the subjects for the mail, what is the information that is present on the mail. Based upon the subject, based upon the information, it can just separate the mail into different categories, can download the mail, can download the attachment, can store that attachment in a particular folder, in a dedicated folder, right? A lot of things that we do manually, those all things can be done by your system itself. So that is what, that is robotic process, right? So in this way, there can be a number of examples that we can go through, okay, and we can understand like how all these things work on. Right? Basically, for RPA, if I consider a present scenario, there are three major tools that are used. Please mute yourself, everyone. If you're not, please check your mic. If you're not muted, please mute yourself. Go to mute. I will mute. Done. Okay. So RPA basically done with the help of three major tools are there in the market. First one is UiPath, that is most popular, that is used in the industry. IT industry is most favoring this RPA using UiPath. Why? Because it's open by the region that I will tell you. Then we are having automation anywhere. Automation anywhere. This is also a quite popular tool. Okay. And then we are also having the third one, Blue Prism. Okay, Blue Prism, right? So UiPath, automation anywhere, and Blue Prism. The writing handwriting can be something different, so but you can understand what I'm writing over here. Okay, so UiPath is most popular. The reason is because UiPath is having a trial version. Okay, as well as its community edition is free. Okay, that means if the software is actually paid, but if the community edition on which you can try and test this particular application is free of cost. Okay, so since community edition is free, it can be easily accessible, and it is accessible by anyone, and anyone can use it. Okay, and second, it is if you are having no coding experience, you can work over it. It don't require any coding experience. There is no coding required over here. Okay, we create a robotic process without the help of any code. Okay, little bit VB.NET codes might be used, but that is very basic. Okay, that anyone can understand. Okay, over here these two are basically script based. Script based means what? In this case, we require to know the scripts. We require to know the script. That means the certain codes involved in automation anywhere and in the Blue Prism. These are also a tool to create robotic process, but here the codes are involved. Okay, so that is the one difference. And second, these are not having any free community edition. Okay, you have to pay for that. Automation anywhere do having some kind of a trial version, but it is very having so much limitations, and you can say you can only use for 30 days or something like that, or 15 days like that. Okay, some limitations are there. This is not having any trial version. You have to pay and you have to purchase, then only you can use it, right? So that's why UiPath is having lifetime free community edition. That's why you can obviously there are certain limitations are there, but almost 90% of the things that you can get on the paid version you can get on the community edition. Okay, almost 90%. Only 10% which are very much required for for some certain institutions, certain industry, that those are paid only. Okay, apart from that, community edition is having everything. That's why UiPath is more preferred in this RPA. Correct. If we want to compare the trend, we can compare the trend like this. Let's compare it. Just a minute. Let's open Google Trend. Google Trends, right? Okay. Enter or search term or a topic, right? So just enter a topic, like for example, I'm searching over here UiPath. Okay, UiPath automation company. So it will give me a trend of UiPath with whom I can compare others one also. Let's see. Just a minute. Give me a minute. Okay. So this is a trend that we are getting over here. Now, if you see, it is from 16 January. Let me search it for 2004 to present. Okay. So it's increased a lot, right? If I use past 12 months, it's a big change, but still we can check over here. Okay, and I will compare this thing with automation anywhere. Automation anywhere. Okay. Past 5 years. So obviously, UiPath is having upper hand, right, as compared to automation anyway in the industry as well. That means more searches are done, more interest are shown by the people, or because Google uses the interest of the people and the kind of jobs that are posted related to that particular technology and how many times that particular word is used. Based upon that, it creates a trend, right? So based upon this trend, we can say that UiPath is having upper hand as compared to automation anywhere currently, right? So basically, why that's why we are going for the UiPath part. That means in this session, for creating a robotic process, we'll use what UiPath software. Okay, how to use it, I will tell you. Don't worry about it, right? Okay. Next, a certain question. Net issue sends this web link, sir. Net issue? What net issue? My voice is not audible. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, you are.
Yes, sir.
Properly,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, you
And
are audible.
send this web link. This is not any web link. You can this is a web link, but it is not required to send. You can directly search for trends.google.com. Okay, just search for trends.google.com. That's it. Okay, if you search for trends.google.com, and there you can just enter the term that you want to search. Okay, and you will get the trend against it. Right? It is just for comparing, right? It is not an important thing for us. We are not going to use it anyway. It is just for comparing two different terms. That's it. Right? Okay, so once we got it, thereafter what we have to do, that means we are going to use what UiPath, okay, for our purpose. Now in the UiPath, basically there are three things. Okay, UiPath is having three components, right? And what are those three components? Those three components are, first one is your what, UiPath Studio. Okay, I'll write it over here, just a minute. Right, okay, I will write it over here. Right. So UiPath is having what? UiPath is having what happens? Okay, let me write over here. It is having three things. First, it is known as UiPath Studio. Okay. Second, it is having what? UiPath Robot. And third, there is UiPath Orchestrator. Orchestrator. Okay. So there are three parts that UiPath holds: Studio, Robot, and Orchestrator. What it means? Studio is that area where we design the automation project. Okay. Here we do what? Here we design automation project, right? Okay. And here we do what? In the robot section, here we run the automation project. Okay. Here we do what? Here we run the automation project. And here we do what? In orchestrator, we just manage the projects in robot. What we do? We manage the projects. It's an online tool basically. Manage projects and robots. It is a management tool. Correct? Now we have to understand these two things. Orchestrator, oh, I guess I'll just give you a brief of it, more detail. I don't think that we will dive more detail into the orchestrator. Okay, but these two things will go into the very much detail, right? But I'll give a quick intuition of orchestrator as well, because even this will take a lot of time to understand. Okay, studio we can use by downloading a software. Correct? That means what we have to do exactly, we have to download a software and then studio can be used over there. Okay, for example, just a minute, I'll show you. Okay, so let me show you these things. Okay, public default, I guess. Can you see UiPath? No, I can't see UiPath over here. Is the UiPath present over here? No. Okay, so what you have to do, once you installed it, I will show you. You will search for UiPath Studio. Okay, so here is your UiPath Studio. If you search for UiPath Studio, you'll get it. Okay, I'll show you the robot also. Okay, first of all, just see the UiPath Studio. Okay, I will give you the time to download and install. Don't worry, I'll tell you how to download and install. Right. So UiPath Studio, once it will be installed, you can get it into your system like this. Okay, you will click it it will open in a moment. It will take a little time to get opened up. So once it will be opened up, that will be the tool where we have to code, or basically not code, I should not say code, but we have to create a logic automation projects. Okay, so let it be started. It will take a minute of time depending upon the system. Okay, generally it take 1 to 2 minutes to start the process because software is a little bit complicated. Okay. System configuration should be good. Good means what? Just good. That means you should have at least i5 processor and 4 GB or 6 GB of RAM. Okay, close it, right? So this is UiPath Studio, right? Now, if you, these are the things that we process, libraries, templates. These are different terms or tools that are used to create your robotic process. Okay, these are basically your different robotic process that we have created, correct? And this is for opening a current project or cloning a project, right? Anyway, you will install it, then you'll see it. As of now, let me tell you all the three components of UiPath. So what are those three components? First one is Studio that you can see over here. Second one is your robot. What robot do exactly? Robot is basically given to run your project. Okay, why robot is used? Robot is used to run your projects, right? Robot will be used for what? For running your projects, right? So the thing where you can get the robots you will get in the installation folder. Okay, like I will have to check it. Please mute yourself if you're not asking anything. Okay, so just see over here, we are having what? Robots. To find the robots, I'll just search for UiPath where it is actually installed. So in the installation folder, it must be there. Okay, UiPath packages. Oh, it is also not there. It is installed somewhere. I don't know where it is, where they have installed it. But okay, I'll search for it. Like it must be installed somewhere in the C drive only. I have to search for it. Anyway, so this is your UiPath Studio, correct? And thereafter, it is your what? Orchestrator. Okay, that means if I signed in into my UiPath account, okay, I will show you orchestrator as well as two parts you can see. That part I will show you. That is known as what? Robot. Okay. Okay, so once you signed in into your UiPath account, you'll get this particular web page. In this web page, this is your orchestrator service. Okay, so if I click over it, it will open orchestrator. This is a web platform to manage your robots and the process everything, right? So UiPath is having three tools. Tool one, Studio. Tool two, robots that will be used to execute your program. Okay, and tool three, orchestrator. Tool one and tool two are offline. That means Studio is offline, robots is offline, orchestrator is an online tool to manage all your robots and the process. Okay, so you had seen Studio, you have seen over here Studio, you have seen over here orchestrator. How to get orchestrator? It's very simple. You should be at cloud.uipath.com. Okay, where? Cloud.uipath.com. Here you will create an account, because without creating account, even you can't download UiPath, right? Without creating account, you can't download it. So you will be over here, and here you can see orchestrator service. So if I click it, orchestrator service will get activated. Two things we have seen. The third thing, the robot that we have to see, but to see the robot, we have to check for the folder where your UiPath is installed. Okay. Generally, it is installed in the users, default, documents, not there, users, people, not there, app data, local, UiPath. Okay. So over here you can see that this thing, this is your studio that I already told you. Just look over here. This is your studio that I already told you, right? And this one, agent, agent.exe. This is your robot. Okay. In the installation folder, you will get both the things, studio and robot, right? Is so like studio you can directly access from the search icon. Here you can search UiPath and you will get the studio. Studio will look like this one, where we will create our robotic process, right? And robot is something that you can only access from the installation folder. It is not open. Okay. So if I click over UiPath agent.exe, this is actually your robot, right? Just a minute. Okay. It is what? It is your robot, right? So it's open up like this. Oh, where it's gone? Okay. You can see over here. That means this robot will be used for what? For executing your process. Okay, whatever process we create, this will be executed by the robot. Right? So three components: what? Studio, robots, and orchestrator. Okay. Just let me know if you're having any doubts or anything that you want to ask me till now. Just let me know. These three components are used by everyone to create a robot, to create a process, and all those things. Okay, thank you. Uh, Thank you very much. Actually, I was knowing like where it is. Okay. There are multiple things that in my system I'm having. That's why I was. Okay. So is it clear for everyone?
Uh, Hello.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please let me know.
Yes, sir. So, like, I'm new to UiPath, so like, I will download the community edition.
I'll tell. I'll tell about the downloading part. Right? Don't worry. I
Okay,
didn't
okay,
download it.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Right. So now we have to install all these things, right? So how can we install? It's pretty simple to install it. What you have to do, first of all, you have to go to this cloud.uipath.com. Okay. It is your what? Let me give this particular link to everyone. You have to visit this particular link, right? Cloud.uipath.com. Okay. There you will get this option, download UiPath Studio. Okay. If you click over download, it may ask you to create an account. Okay. You have to create an account actually. Without, if you don't create an account, it will, it will, just a minute. Okay. If you don't create a account, it may not let you install the things. It may not let you install the software. Okay. Why account is needs to be created? Because when you install this UiPath, this UiPath will be directly connected with the, you can see over here, it is an offline software in my system, but it is connected with my account. Okay, it is connected with my account because if in future I want to use orchestrator is what? Is a service through which we can manage it online, right? So in that case, this account will help me out. Okay, this account will help me to connect my robots, okay, to connect my robots with the orchestrator over here online, right? So it is mandatory to create account. So whenever you click over download, it will ask you to create account. Just create a basic account and download UiPath Studio. Please download only UiPath Studio. Okay, you may get three versions. Okay, like UiPath Studio Pro or UiPath Studio X. Some other kinds of things are also there. But please download and install the generic UiPath Studio. If you're having any doubts in installing and downloading, you can just let me know. Please don't install the wrong file. Okay. If you're having any doubts while downloading and installing, you can just let me know, because when you click over it, let me click over it, it is going to ask save file. Okay, so it will just save, download UiPath Studio setup. Okay, once it will be saved, and then if you execute it, it will ask you to sign in. Okay, so you have to sign in, and thereafter you have to activate a studio over there, right? So just do it. If you're having any doubts, anything which you could not understood what to do after it, please just let me know. You will share your screen, I'll just look into it, and I will just tell you what to do for that. Okay, we can, it will hardly take 10 minutes of time to download and install the software, right? So just download and install it, and if you're getting anything, any doubts, please just let me know. I will sort it out.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Mhm.
Hello.
While signing in, yeah, just a minute. There is a query. While signing in text for the organization, you can give any organization name, ABCD, like that.
Okay, okay, sir.
ABCD, whatever it is. You can give anything.
हेलो
Yeah, please.
सर ये जो this is showing that this site cannot be reached. The message is
This
coming.
set
Cloud dot
cannot be read.
cloud.uipath.com.
Okay.
So the message is coming. This site cannot be reached.
Okay. Can you show your screen so that I can just check it out?
Okay.
I can make you presenter. What's your name? Which name you?
Prem Pratap Singh.
Okay. Where is it? I will make you presenter. Just wait a minute. I'm not getting. I guess you have joined with some other name, right? Is it DG or something showing? Is it DG?
Prem Pratap Singh Jadon.
Yeah, like your name over here is not showing. Like,
Okay.
just a minute. Have you joined with some other name or same name?
I have joined with Prem Pratap Singh.
Okay. Do just do
Same
one thing.
name.
Just text me. Text a message over here that in the chat box so that I can find it out. Sometimes it is asking choose a profile. Choose a profile. What are the options in choosing a profile? Studio. You can just select the middle one. The middle one is studio. In the middle one, is studio is there, right? There are three profiles, right? Yeah. So you can select the middle one, the studio one. Sir, can you just post a message, Mr. Prem? Just yeah, right.
Okay.
Just select the studio part. Don't install the pro part or any other things because all those are paid, right? So if they are paid, then what happened? For some time they may work good, but after that they will ask you to purchase the software and all. Okay. Studio, the community edition is free, so you should install the middle one. Yeah, sir, you are visible now. I'm making a presenter, Mr. Prem Pratap Singh. I'm making a presenter. You are a presenter. No? Please share your screen so that I can look into and can and try to solve your problem. Right? You are a presenter now.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yes.
There is a question. It comes like welcome to UiPath Automation Cloud. Create
Mhm.
organization. There is no organization available for my
Okay.
account. So how do I proceed?
You can just create an organization. Like you can give it just a random name, ABC, anything.
Okay, I need to create organization. Right. Okay.
Right,
Thank you.
right, right. Yeah, you have to sign up, right? You have to sign up first. You have to sign up using your Gmail account, right? Once it will be installed, you will get a window like this. Okay, over here these things you may not get. Okay, these things you may not get because you have not created any software, sorry, any application till now, so you will not get these things, but these things you will get, and these things you will get. Okay, once you start the application, you have to sign up, right? Asking for an organization, what you can do, you can just create an organization with the name ABC, okay, or XYZ, whatever name you like, or with your name also. Okay, and once you create organization, you can select that one.
Hello.
Yeah, proceed.
Sir, sign in is not, it's not done properly. Just
Mhm.
showing service URL, and you need to sign in to get started. But I clicked so many times, it's not get started. What I need to do then?
Mhm. Okay, can you share your screen so that I can see and can understand? Shall I make you presenter?
Sir, okay.
Yeah, okay. Your name is Vandana, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I'm just making you presenter. You're a presenter now. Just show me the things like what is happening now. So that I can tell you.
Hello, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, sir. Like there are three options. Like we have to click the middle one, no? UiPath Studio.
Right.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Just look at here, sir. It's showing like this. Service URL.
Yeah, no. Yeah, right.
And
Okay.
when I click on sign in, okay.
Uh,
Well, it's continue with Edge. Okay.
okay, you can continue with your Google or some account, Google account or LinkedIn account, any account to what account
Okay,
you
okay,
like.
right. Okay, right, sir.
Okay,
So I need to sign in with the same thing जिससे मैंने अभी किया था
right.
same ID.
Same. Is it installed with someone? Like, is there someone who did it? Like, installation is done. If everything, that's why I didn't told you to install in advance, because I know there are certain things where we can face a problem. That's why I told you to. I'm making install right now, so that if you are facing any difficulty, you can just let me know. I will help you, and it will not take too much time to install. Hardly 10 minutes it takes to get installed.
Yes, sir. I am done with the installation.
Okay. Okay, fine. So we can wait for 5 more minutes so that everyone can install, and then after I'll start explaining this particular environment.
Hello, sir. I have done with
Yeah.
installation, but now
Mhm.
it is saying open the Unicorn quick tutorial process from above. So should I go for the next?
Just if installation is done, just close it down any tutorial or anything
Okay,
is there. It is not.
okay, fine.
Mr. Manohar for internet connection. Okay. My voice is clear for everyone, right? Is there any like my voice is getting break or something like that? Is it like that for anyone?
No, sir, it's fine.
That's fine, right?
Mm,
Okay, because yeah.
Hello, sir. Actually, problem is from my side. Actually, the network connection in the means during this 6:50 or 7 p.m. around it, it gets difficult for us to connect. So, yeah, I'm trying yet. So, if
So
possible, because the last 15 minutes I couldn't hear. When it
issue.
started by 6 p.m. 6:05 to 6:30, it was okay, but for the last 15 minutes I couldn't hear it. So recordings, if available, will be there though, so whatever will be the
It will be
remaining
available.
part
It will
or
be
the
available.
part which I have left, I
It
can
will be
complete it.
available. Okay,
Okay,
what we'll
okay,
do, just a minute.
Sure, sure.
What I will do, I will create a, just a minute. I will create a
Hello?
distinct classroom. Yeah, please.
Sir, it says locally
okay,
unlicensed Studio Enterprises Edition.
Hmm.
Means its login is done, but it said ki locally unlicensed Studio Enterprise Edition cannot acquire a license from Community Edition. So
Okay,
what
okay.
I need to
Just a
do then?
minute. I will see. I will see. I will. You can just share your screen. I will see, and then I'll tell you what to do. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's create a this one. Please don't create. What I'm doing, I'm creating it. I'm creating a Google Classroom. You all can join this Google Classroom, right? So that daily I will paste over here the recordings, right? So whatever the recordings are there, like for today's, it may take a little time that just after finishing the class, I can't do it, right? So you have to be little patient. It will take hardly like by the mostly by the midnight or by the next morning. Okay, I will just paste the recording link over here, right? So I'm giving the link to all of you. You can just join this Google Classroom.
sure, sir, that would be fine, I think.
It can act as a dashboard for all of us, right? Where we can interact and okay. Okay, fine. Yeah, yeah, please let me. I have shared this Google Classroom link. Please join over this Google Classroom. Okay, what you are telling them, there are certain problems you are facing while installation, right?
Yes, sir.
Shall I make a presenter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now you're presenting. You can just save your screen.
It shows like this.
Just a minute. Okay, it is showing like this. What is it? Connect to tenant. Click on back.
Actually, okay, it's like this.
Okay, close it. Close
And
it. There is a cross. I can just close over there.
I just
Okay.
get through here from here only.
No, that's
Okay,
fine. That's
so
fine. Click over this. Type here to search. Like in the start icon. In the start icon, right? Search for the no not there. Search here. In the
okay, I got your
Windows.
point.
Here you can just search for UiPath. Yeah, it is there. It's
UI,
second person.
yes,
Second person
yes,
UiPath
it's
Studio. UiPath
yeah.
Studio. Right, that's that one only. Take a
I
time
think
to
not
install.
installed
You can wait
properly.
for
It is taking, yeah, it's taking time. Maybe it's not installed
no,
properly.
no, it is installed. It takes a little time to start.
Okay, right.
Now it will start for 2 days. It
Oh,
started
there are so many. Yes,
because you click for 2 seconds, right?
yes, sir. I think I clicked all. I cancelled all of them now. I just open it again.
Yeah, no worry. It will just take 1 or 2 minutes of time. Okay, now it is started.
So now I
Okay,
need
now
to
you
sign
can
in.
sign in. Right.
Yes. Now.
Wait. Just a minute. It will come when system dialog from. So system dialog will come over now. It is not there. You will be redirected in few minutes. It is saying. Can you
Yes.
click over that studio part? Yeah. Fine.
Just
Now
click
it's comes
continue
like.
here.
Yeah. Local. What is saying? And the studio enterprise edition cannot acquire license from. Orchestrator, please use Studio Quality Edition. Okay. Try again. You can click on try again.
You have selected the pro one. You should have used the community one.
Right.
From where it need to be selected from where, sir?
Okay, just a minute. I'll tell you. Click over this install UI for the studio. Okay, do one thing. Um,
Hmm.
press Control. Oh, sorry, Window plus R.
Mm-hmm.
Type just this window. Type over a control panel. Control space panel. Space.
I'm so sorry. Yes, sir. Now.
Okay. Now click over and install a program. And install a program. Right. Then wherever you can see UiPath, just uninstall it for this time. Just wait a minute. It will appear in a moment.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
over
it's
here.
UiPath Studio. UiPath.
UiPath Studio. Yes.
Uninstall button. Yes.
So I need to install it again.
This will tell you. Share my this.
Sir, I think it's taking time. You may continue. I'll just make it again install.
Okay,
Na?
so okay. So
It's
after
taking.
it will be done, what you can do, you can click over that install UiPath Studio. Click here to download again, right?
Okay, right,
Okay.
sir.
And then you can just install. While installing, you can just let me know. I will tell you what to do, right?
Right, sir. Right.
We
Okay.
don't have to download it again. Just
Okay, click over OK.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So once it is done, you can just let me know. I'll tell you what to do, right? Don't worry.
Sure, sir. Sure. Okay, sir.
Okay, so you all of you can join this classroom. I guess it is installed for many of us, right? If it is installed, well and good. If you are planning to install later on, then also it's fine. Okay, after the class also you can install, right? And because today we just get the brief, like initial things only. So most important, like the very complicated or very tough thing that we're not going to cover today. Okay, it will be a kind of a beginning things only, so you can easily understand it, right? So once we get this particular IDE, here we have to use, how can you use it? There is something called process. Okay. If you are going to create a process, that means robotic process. It means robotic process. We have to click over here, correct? And here I have to give the process name. Again, I'm telling you. This is your first thing, process and the process name. Like process one demo, right? And I have to choose a location where I want to save it. Okay. Like I will click over it. Please do choose a location, otherwise it will get saved in a C drive, right? So you can click over here. You can choose a location, E drive, robots. Okay, you can just click a new folder. Finland Labs, and then select this folder. Whatever. Okay, so I have created an account. Okay, sorry, I have created a process, defined a location, and then create it. It is creating my workspace. Okay, so my workspace is created, right? Now I have to use this particular platform for what? For creating my robotic processes. Okay, so how to create it? Okay, so let me give you the initial intuition. It's very easy to go through. We are having over here certain things. You have to not, please don't take care of these dependencies. These are pre-installed. Okay, these settings and all also you're not required to think of. The file that you have to think of is this one, main.xaml. If you will give this file to anyone, or if I'll give this file to you, this is the main thing. This is containing, this XAML file is containing the whole of our project. Whatever project that you are going to create, this XML will contain, right? This is what where we have to create our activity, right? So how can we create? Okay, so basically there are two ways we create an activity. You can see over here. There are what? There are three ways, right? There are three ways we are having over here. First, it was what if you had seen. First was sequence. Second, it was flowchart. Okay, and third, it was what? You can see over here. The third that was having, okay, was what? State machine, right? Third is what is, you can see these three things, right? So these are the three way how we create a project actually, or how we create a process. Okay, you can choose any one of them. Okay, any one of them. Okay, like many people are comfortable with the sequence, so he can create complete process using sequence. Many people are comfortable with the flowchart. Okay, like creating a flowchart like this, right? So they used to use flowchart. Okay, and if you're comfortable with a state machine, you can use a state machine. It depends upon you what basically you want to use, right? So we will start with a sequence, and thereafter you'll understand about the flowchart and the state machine later on, right? So let's see what we can do. We are having thereafter these ribbons. Okay, so there are so many things, like over here you can see this ribbon. Okay, this ribbon is representing what? Creating a new file, saving the file, export it, debug and run it. If any software is not there, okay, or any kind of a dependency app, like suppose we are creating certain things, then we have to use a lot of library. Okay, if some library is not there, we can reinstall it using managed packages. Recording, that will do what? We can just record our screen activity, and whatever screen activity that is recorded, it will do that thing repeatedly. Okay, it will just record the screen activity, and once we leave it, it will do that screen activity on its own. Okay, screen scraping for scraping the information from the screen, right? It is your data scraping, from scraping the information from web app or website. User events, to check whatever you have selected, is it selected properly or not. Okay, to verify the selections. UI Explorer, to select or make the selections over the user interfaces. It can be websites, applications, or something like that. Okay, you may be, these may, you are not, I can understand, without using these things we can't understand it. Okay, if I will only explain it, no one can understand it, because these are practical things that needs to be understood only by having a practical exposure. Once we use them, once we experience them, then only we can understand like how they works. Correct? So we are going to use them very soon. As of now, I'm just giving an introduction, right? So how to start? Okay, for starting, we are having three things over here. Let's see. On the right hand side, we are having how many things? Three things. Okay, just see over here. Project. Okay, that will contain your project file. Activities, that is containing all the things that we can use in our project. Okay, the all the different activities that we can use in our project, and these are contained in activities. Okay, snippet are containing some predefined libraries, right? So project will not be used again and again. Okay, it will remain. Once we created it, then we are having a project file main.xml. I will just unpin it. Okay, so I'm not going to use again and again. Activities are something that are going to be used again and again. Okay, so I will pin it. So if I pin it, it will be always there. Correct? So what activity do? Activity means it helps us in creating a robotic process. Okay, initially in the fabric section there are three activities, because these three are used for so many times. These are very important ones. Okay, sequence, just drag and drop it over here. So if I drag and drop it over here, it is your sequence, right? That means the complete activity we have to put within the sequence, right? What activity? That whatever I want to do over my system. Okay. So suppose whenever you do a coding, what you require to understand? You need to understand certain things first. Okay, what are the main, for any language, whatever coding you are going to do, there are certain things that you have to understand. What are those? The first is what? The first thing that we want to know is, just a minute, is variable declaration. That in a particular language, how can we declare a variable, right? Because in using the variable declare, like when we declare a variable, then only you can use that variable again and again. Variable holds what? The value. Okay, variable holds the value. So we need to understand how can you declare a variable. So here also we need to understand that thing very first. Second, most important, loopings. Okay, how can we create the loops in a program or loops in a particular language? Looping is one of the most important thing. Third, the logical, like if, else, okay, or, and, how can we use these kind of things, right? So these are certain basics thing that needs to be understood whatever language you are going to use. Okay, obviously UiPath is not a language, but these concepts are also there in UiPath. Okay, because UiPath will do what? Will create a robotic process, for system, for your computer system. That means whatever you are doing on your computer system, if you want to do that, if you want that your system should do this again on its own. For example, I will show you a small example. Please don't do it. Just try to understand. Okay, I'll explain you in detail. Just look over here. For example, I will run over here Notepad. Okay, Notepad, right? Now I'll type over here in the Notepad, right? Hello, how are you? Okay, so it is who? It is me who is typing, right? If I want my system should do it, then what it then how we can do it? Then for that kind of thing we need what? Robotic process. So let's see. I'll create a small robotic process. Okay, please don't do it. Just try to understand the thing, actually how it works. Okay, I'll tell you how to do it, right? So first of all, I'll do what? I'll use I'll just create it quickly and I will explain these things later on. Right? Windows plus. Don't worry, these are all things we are going to see in future. Okay. I am just showing you like how it works. That's it. Okay. And then you can see this 2 or 3 lines of code will basically help me in doing the same procedure. Key, we are learning RPA. Okay, that's it. Okay, so now I'll close this notepad and the thing what I did just 4 or 5 steps. Okay, it may looks complicated for you, but it's very easy actually, right? It's very easy, right? So let me show you how it works. Okay, what it will do, it will, as I run this particular application, it will open notepad and type over there, we are learning RPA. Okay, it will type over there, right? So let's see. Just a minute. There are so many tools on my screen. Okay. Okay. So what it is showing, actually it is not finding out this particular window, right? So what it needs to do, it needs to stop it. Okay. Let me make it more simple, right? Because if it is not finding that window, let me make it more simple, and thereafter we'll make it using window plus R. I'll use over here open application. Okay, and then I will use over here type into key. We are learning RPA. That's it. Okay. So I will close this notepad and I will execute it. It will open the notepad and it will type over there something. Okay. So these things are done by whom? By the robotic process, right? There are a lot many ways are there. If certain thing will not work, then we can adapt a different way, right? So with Windows R, I tried that it should press Windows R and then after type over notepad. Okay. Actually, one more thing required there, attached window that I had not given. Anyway, so we'll see those things also. As of now, you can see how it works, right? It started an application. I am just clicking over it. Automatically, it is starting application. The application, which application? The notepad application, and it is typing over there. We are learning RPA, right? So these kind of things, okay, are known as robotic process. This is one of the very simple example, right? So basically, what we do, there can be Excel file that can be created from the auto scrap data. Okay, we can scrap data from any online website or any tool. Okay, from any PDF, and we can create what? We can just put those things into a Excel file. Okay, we can read a PDF, we can read the Excel file, we can do a email automation, and lot many things, right? So basically, to understand the process, how we can start, right? We have to see how we can start. So first of all, the very first thing that we should know about sequence. First of all, we put over a sequence. Then why these three things are given as a favorites? It is because they are mostly used activities. Sequence, sequence will be that particular block in which all the activity will present, right? Like I created the recent activity in sequence. Okay. Assign is that block which will be used to assign a variable and a value. Okay. That means if I want to assign a value to a variable, we have to use what? Assign, right? For example, I will click over here. When I click over here, if I have to declare a variable, I have to use what? Control plus K. Always remember, if I have to declare a variable, I have to do what? Control plus K, right? And then name. This is my variable, right? So if I have declared the variable, you can see the variables are declared in this block. I'll click over it. Name is declared over here. So name is a variable that is declared. What type of value it can contain, that is declared over here. By default, it is a string that can be changed. Okay. By default, name is declared to pick the names in the string format, right? So that can be changed also. Thereafter, we are having a scope. A scope is same sequence. Why it is same sequence? Because here you can declare a variable as a global or a local. Okay. That means, suppose we are having over a sequence is what? Sequence is written over. This is sequence, right? Sequence. That means I can change the sequence into something else. Suppose I am changing it to main block or main block. So it becomes main block, right? So what it means? It means that suppose we are having a main block over here, or suppose we are having this thing. Let me draw it over here. Okay, so let me draw it over here. Suppose it is a sequence I have created. Within that sequence, one more sequence and one more sequence. So in this case, this is what? This is your parent sequence, and these two are what? These two are our child sequence. Correct. That are containing some other activity. So if I suppose this parent sequence name is A, okay, and this is A1 and this is A2, child one. Correct. Now, if I declare a variable with a scope A1, suppose there is a variable V1 with a scope A1. Okay, that means this V1 can't be accessed over here. Okay, A2 can't access V1. Right. Same way, if V2 is declared with a scope A2, then it can't be accessed in A1. Right. So if I want that any variable declared in this particular sequence, okay, and I want, suppose, a variable v1, I want this to be accessible over here also, then I have to declare this v1 with a scope a. Okay, here scope should be what? A. If it is a, then this v1 can be accessible over here as well as over here, correct? The same way, if v2 scope is a, it can be accessible anywhere. Okay, but if a scope is limited to a particular sequence, that means that is a local variable, it can't be used anywhere. Am I clear with the scope concept? If any doubts, you can just let me know, right? So name of a variable, variable type, and this is a scope, right? Default value you can give if you want, but if you don't want to give any default value, you can leave this thing as it is, right? That means, let's see over here. Okay, so name, give it a value, something like this, Bipul. Okay. Some value I have just given over here within the quotes. Please do take care. We have to give within the quotes over here. Okay. So variable is what? Variable is name. Okay. And then the value is certain value, certain name. Okay. And that is stored in a name. It is a string type. So two things we had seen. First we had seen assign, and second we had seen what? Sequence. Okay. Third is important over the write line. What write line do? Write line basically helps us in debugging, right? That means I'll show you. Suppose I'm calling over here name. I called name over here. Okay. So what it will do? Whatever write line is given, okay, it will help in debugging by giving you the output over here in the output window. This is the output window over here. It may be in bottom or it may be over here, depends, right? In this block, we'll get the errors. This red color is for the errors. Yellow color is the warning. Okay. Blue color is for the process, when process starts and when it ends. And I is for what? For information. That means whatever the process did. Okay. So whatever the process did, if you want to verify that thing stepwise, then after each step you can use write line. Right. So let's see. I'll click over debug or run. Process start executing. Process ends over here. So you can see it is for error, no error, right? It is for debug, okay, sorry, warnings, and it is for what? The process, what process did. So process one has started, and write line is what? Vipul Kumar Sai, right? Because in the name variable Vipul Kumar Sai was stored, okay, and then the process ends, right? So it is what? It is your write line, and assign is what? Is your variable declaration thing, and sequence we had already seen. Okay. Apart from that, one more thing that we can use, I'll give you time to use all of them, don't worry. Message box. In the message box, I will call the same variable. Suppose I'm calling the name only. So what will happen? Execute it. So there will be a message box from, okay, you can see over here, this is called message box, right? So during the process, if you want any message box, this message box can help you in picking a value from user. Okay, okay, I'll show you, right? So this is additional dialog box, right? Okay, right. And one more thing before I'll give you time to work on, there is called input dialog. Input dialog is what? For getting the user input. Okay, again I'm telling you what is it, what I used till now. Assign for assigning a variable. Write line for what? For writing into the output or debug window, right? Message box for getting a message dialog box. Input dialog for taking the user input. Correct? What I have to give over here? Dialog title. Title can be enter your name. Right? Input label. Just give over your name. Okay. Input type can be text box or multiple choice. Then value entered. Value entered means what? Where you want to store the value. Okay. So where you will store the value? Obviously, value will be stored in a variable. Okay. That means user has entered a value. Suppose user had entered his name, okay, like user had entered his name John, okay. So that John is what? John is a value. Where it should be stored? It should be stored in a variable, right? So we can declare a variable over here, control plus k, user underscore name. Done. And then you can see one more variable declared, name in username. Correct. Now what I will do, here I have written name is equal to Bipul Kumar Sai. I'll remove it and call username. I will press what? Control plus space. For declaring a variable, control plus K. For picking a variable, control plus space. Username. That means name will be what? Name will be equal to username. Whatever user had entered, that will be your name. Okay, again, I'm explaining the things. Again, I'm repeating it. Please look into it. Sequence that will contain all your sequence, all your process. Okay, assign for the variable declarations. Right, write line for writing the activity steps, whatever the activity that is done. If I want those things in the output window, we can use write line. Message box for prompting out the message dialog box. Input dialog for taking the user input. And then user entered value will be stored in a variable. This variable I can declare by control plus K. Click over it and press control plus K, declare a variable, and within that variable value will be stored, and then call that variable over here. Execute it. Okay, it is showing a user input value. Enter your name. What's name? Suppose I entered here over here name something like what I should give, enter like Pawan. Okay, some name I just enter. Okay, so it is a message box. Again, I'm telling you, just execute it. Okay, this is your input box. Okay, any name like Raj, something like this. So what will happen? This will be your input dialog. This particular value will be stored in this variable username, right? And that username is assigned to what? This name variable, and that name variable will be called over here in the right line. You can see where it is getting called. It is getting called in the right line and as well as in the message box. Perfect. So it is how it works. So this is a basic introduction how we are going to use it. Correct. So just finish it out. Just look into it. If you are having any doubts, you can just let me know. Okay. And just create this basic first process, all of you, if you have installed it. Okay. And you are having any doubts, you can just let me know. Is it clear for everyone? Just let me know if you're having any doubts about it.
I'm doing excuse me, sir. CQ
Please.
I have drag and drop, but for assign control K I am doing, but not able to draw see over here.
Okay. Control K,
Assign.
you are giving over here. This is the area where you have to declare the variable, right? So Control K you have to press over here. In this area, the variable will be there, and in the other side,
No, no.
RHS. Yeah.
But from where I will get that assign box, because I'm not able
Okay.
to see
Where
assign.
we get the good.
Yeah.
Right. Assign box you will get over here only. In the there is a first assign block. In the you can see over here on the left hand side, you'll get an activities thing. Is it activities present? Project,
No.
activity, and snippet.
Yes. Projects, activities, and this thing. Yes, I'm getting it.
Right.
So from
So click over
activity.
activities.
Okay.
Okay, assign it.
Yes. Got it. Thank you, sir. Yes. Got
Okay.
it.
So let me explain these things to you. What input dialog will do, it will take the value from user. It will take what it will be used to define a variable and a value, a variable with a value. This is for getting the output in the output window, and this is for getting the message output in a message dialog. Okay, I have shared this thing also with you over here. If you are having any doubts, you can download it, and you will just access this file in your if you download and double click, it will be automatically opened in the this one of this moment. UiPath.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Hello. Sir, in the assign box, like it is enter a variable expression. Like there you have to enter username. How to enter that username? Like control plus space.
No. Yeah, control plus space. Here you
But
type. Right? This is what you are asking, right? This, look here. Actually, what happens? Am I audible to you?
yes, sir.
Okay, username is a variable declared over here. Okay, it is declared over here. Okay, in input dialog. That means whatever value user will enter, that will be stored in username. This is declared over here, name. Okay, and that means when you want to declare, you have to use what? Control plus K, right? Control
Yes.
plus K. Okay, and when you have to use it somewhere, like here I am using it. Okay, so you have to do what? Control plus space, so that it can
But that name is not coming back. Means I have also said that same name, username. But while I am pressing control plus space, that variable name is not coming in the dialog box.
Okay. Can you share your screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
My name is Nilesh Sabat.
Right. Okay, just a minute. It is not showing. Yeah, right, it is so. I'm making a presenter, right? You can just show your screen so that I can just look into it and then I'll tell you.
Yes.
Please, everyone, complete this process, because once you complete any, while we start working on any particular language, any technology, the most important is hello world. Once we create, this is like hello world. Once we create the hello world, after everything is easy. Okay,
I
so
hope you
this
are.
problem, right? Your screen is visible for me, but
Yes.
go to value entered part first. Click over
Where,
value
sir?
entered. Wait a bit. In the input
Okay,
dialog,
value
the
entered.
last
Yeah.
one is value. Wherever you can see this blue color icon, it shows error actually, right? So remove it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now press Control K.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, now
Yeah.
set a
Now I
value.
can connect.
Sorry, now set a variable username or anything. Okay, now this is a variable declared, right? Now you have to use it. For using it, you can just call username. You can just call it, right? Okay, select it.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank
Can you
you.
scroll down? Still the error is there. Just a minute. Scroll it down. Scroll more down. Okay. The same thing. Name is also not declared, I guess. Okay, now
No, name
error.
is.
No error.
It is declared.
There was a blue color icon was there. That's why I thought error. Now there is no error. Now you can use right line and you can use other things, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can use this right line and then this message box. Okay. So everyone, please finish it. Now we'll take a small break. Okay, and after the break we'll continue. Till then, please install, listen, and all those things. At least this particular activity you should finish, right? So that we can take a small break, and then after the tea, after having a cup of tea or a coffee, we'll again continue, right? So it's 7:35. We'll resume back in 15 minutes. So by 7:50, we'll resume back for the second session. Will it be fine for all of us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. By 7:50, we will resume back. Till then, finish everything, whatever we did till now.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Sir, your voice is not coming. Hello?
It is break till 7:50.
Okay, am I audible to you? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So is it done for everyone? Everyone completed it? Is there anyone who is getting any problem over here? Okay. So next, we had seen what we had seen this project. We had seen activities snippet. Also, I'll tell you. Okay. Here it is variable stored. That means all the variable that you declare will be stored over here. Then there is arguments. Okay. What are arguments basically? Correct. Argument are those kind of variable which can be accessible in multiple activities. Okay. That means suppose I am creating one more activity. There is the activity main. Okay, let me create one more sequence, new and sequence. Okay, and I'll give it a name, main2 or main2, right? This is main2. So you can see main2 is created. As you click on a project, now you are having two XML file, main and main2, right? First one is main, second one is what? Main2. Two, right? Now suppose I declare something, I'm declaring something in main2 and I want to access in main. Okay, what I mean, suppose I am declaring over here assign a variable. Okay, a variable name. What name should I give? Like suppose I am entering a name. Variable can be anything like XYZ. Okay, control K. So variable. So shall I declare a variable over here? No. If I want that my variable or whatever things that I am declaring over here should be accessible other than main2. Okay, I have to declare an argument, right? So let me declare an argument XYZ, right? Directions can be three: in, out, or in, out. Property is nothing. There is no use of property. So let's select in, out. That means this particular value, sorry, the value that is hold, that this XYZ will hold. Okay. Suppose XYZ is holding a value, control space XYZ. Suppose it is holding a value, hello, how are you? Okay. That means XYZ is holding a value called hello, how are you? Better? Correct? Now, if I want that this particular value to be accessible in main2, I have to declare XYZ as an argument, not as variable. Correct? Define? Then I have to access that particular XYZ value. So I'll go over here, right? And what I will do, I have to use over here in this case, invoke workflow. Okay, invoke what? Workflow file, right? Invoke workflow will pick the value from other workflow, correct? So what we can do, we can just use it over here like this. Okay, which workflow I have to invoke? I have to invoke main2. Click over it, select main2, proper. Then click over import arguments. How many arguments are there in that workflow? There is only one argument, XYZ. That XYZ is holding what? That XYZ is basically holding hello, how are you? Right? So import argument, I what I did first, invoke workflow for picking up the workflow, and then main2, and then import arguments, right? And once it is imported, what I have to do, that means whatever value that it is, right? So after it is imported, okay, we have to decide that after it imported, that means what? Just let me draw over here to explain better. Okay. In this, XYZ was defined as an argument containing hello and some other stuffs, right? Now in main1 I import the argument hello, but question over here is the the value that is associated with XYZ. Okay, the value that is associated with XYZ, where it will be stored for main. Okay, in the main where it is going to be stored. In the main 2, it is stored, it is already stored in XYZ. Please try to understand. In main 2 it is stored in XYZ, but for main where it will be stored. Okay, so that means we have to declare a variable in main. Okay, that means argument of main 2 will be called in a variable of main. I hope you understood. Okay, it is what we have to do. Okay, when picking we have to use variable. When picking we have to use variable. When declaring argument, picking variable. So let's see it. Click over it, declare a variable, control K. What should do? Import it, control import it. That's it. Okay. So you can see it is defined over here, imported argument. Correct. Now what I want along with the name, that thing should also come. So what I will do, I'll just do over here. Along with the name, so I'll do it plus imported argument. That's it. I want some space should be there in between. So one more plus. Yes, you can just define a space over here. Okay. So that means there is a name, a space, and then the message. Okay. Copy this thing. Okay, I'll paste it over the message box also. Correct. That means main 2 is holding what? Main 2 is holding this thing XYZ. Hello, how are you? Correct. But this XYZ is getting used over here. We can define over here also. It is not required that you should define in main 2, but it is just for understanding arguments, just for explaining the argument I am using it. Okay, that how can we understand the argument part, right? So once it is declared argument, we have to use invoke workflow. Invoke workflow will pick the value from that argument, and then you can use that value according to your own requirement, like using it over here. So let's see it. Executed. It is asking for a name. Okay, any name we can give over here. Some name I have given. Okay, so John's is defined within this particular whatever it is, right? That means activity. Okay, it is defined within this particular activity. But hello, how are you? Is defined in main 2. It is not defined in main. But because of argument, main is calling that or picking that particular value. Right? So there are two things. First is variable. Variable is for inactivity processes. Okay, or arguments are for what? For intra-activity processes, that we can say. When we have to process a value between two different activities, we can use what? Arguments. Only thing you have to do, you have to define that particular file name, and second, in the import argument, define the variable in which you want. Okay, define the variable in which you want to save the value of this argument. I want to save the value of this argument over here. Just define that variable to be used in this case. Am I clear? So this is going to be, let me replace this file. Okay. Now there are two files. Let me replace these two files. So these are the basic things that we should understand. because these are going to be used again and again in our processes. I have updated this thing into the classroom. You can access from here, right? So these things are going to be used again and again. That's why you should know about it. Please just do it and just go through it. If you're having any doubts, you can just let me know. I can wait for 2-3 minutes. Okay. And then after we'll proceed for the next, our first robotic process example. Okay. So what it is containing import argument also. So let me write over here. Done. Okay. So it is done now. Just let me know if you're having any doubts. I will try to solve it out. Okay. If you are not having any doubt, then we can proceed with our further processes. Okay, I guess it's done. Shall we proceed now? Yes, there is some message. Could you please show the argument page where you have? Okay, fine. Argument page, right? It is just declared like this. Argument XYZ. I have declared the argument XYZ. That's it. And certain things to work. Variance in the in main 2 I have not declared any variable. In main 2 I have declared only argument. XYZ is an argument. Why? Because I want XYZ to be used in main. I want XYZ I want to use in main. That's why it should be main.
But sir, it is not showing in the main one.
It is not showing in main one, right? So have you used this Invoke workflow? Can you make a presenter one so that you can show me? I can understand the actual problem.
Okay, sir.
Like this, can you make a presenter? Like I'm making a presenter, you can just show me your screen so that I can understand in detail like what's going on like this. Your presenter, please show me your screen.
Okay, sir.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, you have click over this main two part. Okay, okay, you have declared this thing in a way. That's fine. Then click over main. Okay,
Yes, sir.
main invoke workflow you have already picked up. Click over import argument. Okay, imported argument you have already defined over here. That's fine.
Yes,
Then
sir.
what's the issue? It should work. Click over OK.
But it's not showing, sir.
Okay.
The hello thing is not showing.
Can you click over this variable?
What's that?
This variable arguments are there. Variable, right? Okay, imported
Yes.
argument is there. That's fine. Everything is done. Okay, now execute it.
It's not showing the hello part.
Okay, it's not saying right. Okay, that is a problem that I had seen earlier also with UiPath Pro community. Okay, because UiPath Studio Pro you have installed. Okay, and I had seen the same kind of problem with one more case, like when it was Pro. I guess there is a bug in the Pro. There must be some problem with the Pro software as of now. Everything is not working properly. Some problems people are facing with the Pro as of now, right? So just let me know, like all of if just a minute, I'll show my screen. There are certain limitations, not very big issue, but these are small limitations that I'm looking at. Okay, that I had noticed in the Pro for last time also. Just a minute. If just confirm me that if you had installed this part over here, it should be written UiPath Studio Community, not UiPath Pro Studio Community. Okay, so if it is there, and in that case, just let me know if it is working properly or not. If anyone had installed it, please don't really, please don't uninstall right now. Okay, you can uninstall after the class also, and you can install the studio only. But and you will not face if you don't, if you are using Pro also, then also you will not face very big problem. These are very small things that you may face. Okay, but suppose if argument is something that you have to use, that is very important part for your program, in that case you may face a problem. But maximum case, almost 90% of the things, almost 100%. Okay, there are very small limitations that are there. Okay, so everything will work in your system also, whatever that I am doing. Okay, but after the class you can install and install the generic studio version. So just let me know, for anyone who is using generic studio like me, is it working?
I selected
Uh,
the normal one, the middle one, the normal studio one, but it somehow installed the pro one on itself.
Except install Pro one. Okay, is it installing Pro for everyone? Please everyone just let me know. Is it showing UiPath Studio
yes,
Pro community or just UiPath
We
Studio?
are having Pro version, Pro
Pro, sir.
community
Pro.
version.
It has done.
Okay, just a minute. Yeah. Is there anyone who got the Studio community? It may, or if you're not getting it, then they may have discontinued it. Just let me know. Is
Yes,
there
sir.
anyone who installed this the
The
same
pro
version?
version. Yes, sir. The pro version installed itself by default.
So
By
mine
default.
it's pro version, but the program is running. I couldn't find any issue in it.
Okay. So that means they had discontinued this version. The version that I am having, they had discontinued it. That's why the version is getting installed. Anyway, you can continue with that. Okay. So in your system it is working, but for Mr. Hitesh it is not working. Okay. No worry. What you can do? You can just refresh it and restart it. It should work because programmatically you are not doing any mistake. Don't worry, you are not doing any mistake in case of program. Okay. Still, what can I say for invoke workflow file you had already used? You are using a code source over here. Okay. One thing also you can see. Please don't use any kind of antivirus. Okay. So antivirus and other things also. Just let me give you some suggestions over here. Okay, if you're using it to avoid this kind of limitations. Okay, I was thinking like because of Pro it is not working properly, but I was not knowing that they had discontinued it. That's why all of you are installing Pro only. Okay, so what you can do first, please don't use any antivirus. Okay, first. Second, uh, it is like execute as administrator. Whenever you are executing it, please execute as administrator. Okay, because it may possible because of some administrative privileges and all. Okay, the entity within this file is not accessible by this file. That may be the situation, right? So execute the application whenever you start the application UiPath Studio. Execute as a admin, right? So that's what you can do. Anyway, just do one thing.
Hel- Hello,
Just
sir.
start with the yeah, yeah please.
Sir, I am not able to import the argument, sir.
Okay, you are not able to import the argument. Argument itself is not getting imported, right?
No, sir.
Okay. So can you show your screen once?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your
Nilesh.
name. Your name, please.
Nilesh Sabat.
Right. Right. Please.
Yes, sir. Like, this is a second file. Hello.
You can save it. Yeah, yeah, you're audible. You
Yeah,
can save
means
it. Save it.
this
It
is
is not
second.
saved. Use
Okay, sir.
Control S and save it. No, no.
Okay.
Right. Saved. Right. And then click over main.
Yeah.
Okay. Click over this import argument.
Uh,
No, no, not there. Not there. Below it. Yeah, right.
okay.
Import
Okay, sir.
argument.
Now it came, sir. Yes, sir. Now it came.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
And okay. And give a variable. Variable name where you want to get the argument. Control K, use a variable over here. Control plus K. Okay, just give any variable name, ABC or whatever. No, not that variable. Better you should give some
Oh,
name. That will be better.
okay, 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 sir.
Variable itself a keyword. Anyway, just leave it. Now just scroll down.
Yes, sir.
Just click cancel.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Click for cancel.
Yes, sir. I have clicked.
Okay, scroll down.
Yeah.
Okay, and then just use your name plus whatever the things that you had given over there. It is variable, right? So just call variable.
Yeah.
Call it. Just click over there. Click over there. Okay, and use the same thing for the next one. Then
Hello, sir.
That same thing only, sir.
yeah,
Hello message is not coming,
same
sir.
thing. You are also not able to. Okay,
Yes,
hello
sir.
message is
Sir,
not coming. Okay.
it will come,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
When I tried with your files, it came. The hello message came.
Okay, when you are executing my file.
Yes, sir. When I'm executing your files, then it comes.
Okay.
I just
But I can't see any change in my file and your code is almost same, right? So I can't see any change that you are doing some mistake or something like that. Mm.
you can just overwrite it, so then it works.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you click over sequence once more?
Sequence, yes, sir.
Okay. Just click over that. You have defined the value within double quotes, right?
Yes, sir. double quotes.
Correct. Okay, do one thing. Just where you define this XYZ, click over it.
Yeah,
No, no, not there, not there. In the below,
yeah, yeah,
below. In the argument part.
yeah.
Yeah. Just click over it. Rename it. Just give us some other name over here. A, B, C. Okay. Click anywhere in the screen. Okay. And okay. Then save it. Control S.
Yes. Then I have to
Okay.
change in the
Go to
main
main.
part also. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Import argument. It is already there, and just use control. Just click over value over there. Value and control S space.
Control plus space.
Yeah, control S space because variable is already declared. Just use control S space. Yeah. Use variable over here because it is already
Okay,
declared.
sir.
So if something is already declared, then click OK.
Okay. I should run it once again.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. Now it came.
Okay. Like this.
Uh, Now it worked.
Okay. Generally, when things get refreshed, sometimes things work. Right. So I just change that variable may not be accessed by the system or some backend region maybe there. So anyway, so actually programmatically you are correct, but sometimes backend doesn't get updated, so it shows problem. Okay. So this is the basic intuition. Let's go for the first robotic program. Okay, that we are going to create. So that will be like this. Okay, for example, I'll open a Google. Correct. So if I open the Google, I want what I want to search for a weather in some kind of or some city, right? So for example, weather in suppose Srinagar, right? So it is how we can search it, right? So when I'm searching it, it is giving me the thing. So this is the manual process, right? I want this to be done by the robots. That means the inbuilt robot, right? So how it can do? So it involves what? It involves certain steps. Step one. Okay, just try to understand the steps. Okay, what are the steps? Step one. It is opening the browser. Okay, open browser. Correct. Step two. Access. Open W. Sorry, just a minute. Open W. It is www. Just try to understand it, right? Sometimes the writing is tough. Google.com. Oh, giving dot is the main pain over here. Okay. Open this particular website, right? Then third, type. Okay. Type what? Type this thing. Okay. And then fourth, press enter. Okay. So this is a four step, right? Correct. This four step we have to follow. Okay. So how to do it? Let's see. We'll see a lot of interesting things over here. Okay. So just look into it. First of all, I'll click over home and click a new process. Now this process will be what? Process to web browser. Okay. I'll save it a location. E robots. Generally, we had seen like people initially People used to do the tickets booking and so many things using robotic process, and that was getting done very fast. Okay, that's why CAPTCHA was introduced. Right? But still, only the CAPTCHA part you can do at your end. Rest of the thing you can complete through robotic process. That filling up the name, logging onto on a particular website and other steps that you can do through robotic process easily. Open main workflow. Okay. So first, what do I need sequence. So drag and drop a sequence over here. Right. I have to open a browser. Correct. So whenever you have to open a browser, a notepad, or anything, you have to search for open application. Okay. You have to search for what? Open application. Okay. Open application will help us in opening up a browser or anything. Or there is also a direct open thing. That means if you search for open, you will get an open browser option. So both is fine. Okay. If you want to use open application, you can use open application. But if you want to use open browser, you can directly use open browser. Okay. So open application will see in future. Let's use open browser because this will be completely easier. Because this knows that it will open the browser, right? We have to define the browser type. So browser type is what? Firefox. Because I use Firefox, so I just define a browser type on the right hand side. Okay, it supports what? Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, Edge. Right? So I'll click over Firefox. Correct? Open browser. Here it is saying to insert the URL that I want to open. So what is the URL? This was the URL. Control C. I'll close it and paste it over here. So it is a URL that I want to open. Correct? So what I did, I pick the sequence, put the URL, and then I want to execute it. Let me execute it. So it executed and it will open a browser with google.com. Right? You can see it opened up this thing. It is present over here. Right. Now, if you try to do it, you may face a problem because to execute this process, you need that your browser should have the extension. Okay, again, I'm telling you. While you try to do it, you may face a problem because it is required that your browser should have an extension. Like click over home, click over tools. This is extension for all kind of browser. Whatever browser you want to use, install the extension of that browser. Most people use Chrome, so you can install the extension of Chrome or Firefox or Edge. Right? So it will install the extension and thereafter browser accessible. Now browser is accessible thereafter. What I have to do? I have to type over. We use google.com. So how can I type? For typing anywhere, either in the browser, either in any field, there is something that is used that is known as type into. Okay. So these are small units, small activities that will slowly almost maximum activities that I will tell you. Right. Opening the browser, type into for what? For typing over here. Don't think you will forget it. Okay. I'll not let you forget because whatever the activity that I am using, I will list it down over here. Okay. Day 1 browser activity. So if you forgot these things or anytime you want to remember, it will be listed always over here. Okay. First, what I did, open browser. Second, what I use, type into. Okay. Type will do what? Will be used to type on a particular field. So what I will do, I will just delete it first. Okay. I will use type into again. Okay. Inside get indicate element inside browser. So click over it, indicate over here. Okay. What I have to type? I have to type over here weather in Srinagar. That's it. Right. Now let me execute it. I execute it. Automatically it will open the browser and it will type in Srinagar over there. Then only thing it requires to do to press enter, isn't it? So for pressing the enter, we have to do what? We have to use hotkey. What? Let me type it over here first. Third thing that we have to use what? Send hotkey. Send hotkey is something that is used to access the key of your okay. So you have to press anything you want that your robot should press anything from your keyboard. Okay, you have to use this thing. All the keys are available over here. I want to press enter. Just click over enter. That's it. Right now, what will happen? Google.com will open up and type into. Will select that particular area where it will type. If you do what, if you just click over it, that means indicate on the screen whatever there. If you just select that particular area where you have to type, right? And it will type whether in Srinagar and press enter. Let's see now. Perfect. Okay. So once it gets it, thereafter I want to extract certain information from it. Okay. What? I want to extract two information. First, this climate, and second, the temperature, the value of temperature. Correct. So you know, if you have to extract any information, any textual information text from a web browser, the text which can be selected. Okay, like this text can be selected. Okay, these are the text which can be selected from the image also. It can be selected. It is acting as an image. That means if you want that, you should select or read some text from a web browser, from any document. Okay, from any document. Okay, we have to use what? We have to use an activity name. Let me tell you. Get full text. The activity name is what? Fourth activity, get full text. The activity name, right? Weather in Srinagar. Okay, now let's see over here. I have to do what? I have to use over here get full text. Okay, get full text. Okay, drag and drop it just after it. Okay, automatically everything is getting created. Okay, these boxes are getting what I did first I use open browser. Within the open browser, do segment came. Okay, that what I want to do in the browser. Okay, so I want to type into there, so I used what type into there. I want to press enter, so I use send hotkey. Thereafter I want to extract the text from there. Okay, so I click over it. What text I have to select. That's it. I want to extract this thing, right? So I click over here and it will get extracted. Now question over here, after it get extracted, it will have some text value. Where that value will be stored? Obviously that will be stored in a variable. Activity. After this will be extracted, like after clear will be extracted, that needs to be stored somewhere. Where it will be stored? It will be stored in a variable. Right? So that variable you have to define over here. This is the output section. Okay, that means whenever you are picking any text value, any information from a document, from a browser or anywhere in this UiPath. Okay, after extracting the information, you have to store that information in a variable, because then only that information can be used. Right, like there clear is written, rain is written, cloudy is written, whatever it's written. Right? I have to reuse. So for reusing that, we have to store that information in a variable, and that variable will be declared over here. Okay, that means control K. Okay, I can declare a variable as climate. So this climate is a variable that will hold the information about clear. Correct. Now I will use what? Message box. Okay. In the message box, I will give what? Climate is climate. Climate is climate because climate is defined over here only as a message. You can see within the quotes, and climate is this climate is what? This climate is a variable, right? So let's execute it and just see if it is picking up the value or not. So if I execute it, first of all, it will type over there. What it is saying? Climate is clear, right? Okay. Now I want to extract temperature also. I can do again get full text. Indicate on your browser. Indicate the temperature part. Correct. This temperature I want to store where? In a variable. So just store over here. Control K temperature. Right. Then what I can do? I can use one more in the same message box. Actually, I can do right. No more message box. Climate is climate. Okay. Plus VVCR. Why VVCR? For the next line message. Okay. Temperature is temperature. That's it. Okay. We can do one more thing. Okay, let it be. Okay. So let's see. So what we did, we are picking. So get full text is doing what? It is being used for two times. First time it is picking up the climate information. Second time it is picking up the temperature information. Climate information is stored in a variable climate. Temperature information is stored in a variable temperature. And those two variables are reused for the message box like this. Okay. Climate is climate. Temperature is temperature, and VVCR is what? It is just for the next line. Okay, new line output. So execute it. Okay. What is saying? Climate is clear. Temperature is 5 degrees Celsius. Also, we should give that. Will looks good, right? Anyway, so that thing we will do, right? Like we can do over here. Plus degree Celsius. Done. Okay. Now, okay. Now let's search for some other thing. Okay, like Srinagar is done. Let's do it for Jaipur. Okay. Save it. Execute it. Right. Climate is haze. Temperature is 21 degrees Celsius. That's better. I want that the this thing. User should enter the value. Like user should decide that in which city he wants to search. Okay, like the city name user should give. As of now, we are giving it in a program only. Okay, so for that part, what we have to do, we have to take the user input. And how can you take user input? Input dialog. Input dialog, right? Just pick it. What? Enter the city name. Okay, message box. Here, what? City name. Okay, a variable that can be city. Control K. Done. Now user will enter the city name, and that city name will be called in the type into, right? So what we have to do, we have to use over here whether in is fine. Okay, just after whether in, it should be what? City that user had, sorry. Just after whether in, it should be the city that user had given. right? So what we did, you can see over here, first input dialog. Input dialog will take the city name from the user. Okay. Thereafter, Google will open up. In that Google type into will just type the things into the search particular area, whether in the city name. Okay. Then enter will be placed. Then it will take the value that is present over here in place of clear. It can be haze, it can be cloudy, it can be anything. And then temperature value will be picked up. Okay. And thereafter, at the end, we can do what? We can just give one additional thing, weather info for what? For the city. Which city that user had entered. That is stored in city variable, right? VVC. Okay, for the next line. Okay. So weather info for city, climate is climate, and this one is what? Temperature is temperature degree Celsius. Right? Execute it. Just check it out. How is it performing? So it is asking for the city name. So let me give a city name over here, Delhi. Okay. Okay. So weather info for Delhi, climate is haze, temperature is 21 degrees Celsius. Okay, that's looking good. That means my robotic process is capable of extracting the information from the part, right? So what we can do, I am sharing this thing with you, right? Please try to do it and just check it out if you're getting any error, okay, any problem, anything, so that I can solve you in that particular case. Edit over. So these three things I use, right? Send hotkey, get full text. Anything else that I used over here? Let me check. Type input dialog I used, but input dialog I used earlier also. Okay. Anything else? Message box I used, but message box I used earlier also, right? Yeah. Add a file. Okay. So this file I have added, these topics I have used over here, this particular activity I have shared in the Google Classroom. Please access it. If you are having any doubts over here, please just let me know and try to complete this part, right? Anything which is not working, you want any kind of assistance, please just let me know. I will let you know how to work over that. I can wait for some time. You can please, because it's the first day, so you should do with me. From next day, I will be little faster. I will not go like slow. So please try to do whatever time I am giving today. Please try to do it on your own, so that from the next day I can complete the things quickly. And after the session also, you can do it. Once you will have this much practice, then you can do it after the session also. This is available for Windows only, I guess, right? For Ubuntu, I am not sure that any UiPath version is there or not, but earlier it was not there. Yeah, I will share the meeting, that recording link. Don't worry about it. Just after the meeting, it is not possible. It will take a little time because it takes a time to process the things. So once it will be processed, I will definitely share it. Is it working for anyone? If any kind of assistance you need, you can just let me know. I can wait for 2-3 more minutes, and thereafter I'll tell you one small things also before finishing up the today's session, right?
Hello, sir. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Please let me know. I just
Yeah,
finished.
yeah.
Please.
Sir, there you have created one do block, sir.
Two blocks where?
Do block, do block.
No. It came all. That means when you use open browser, it will come like with it
Oh,
only. Like see over here.
okay, okay, okay.
See over here. Like it is sequence, right? If you'll pick this open browser, like it will come on its own.
Okay,
It
okay,
is sequence.
okay.
That means it is for like after opening the browser, after entering over here web address, what exactly you want to do, right?
Okay, sir.
So obviously after entering the web address, I want to press enter, right? So that's why I have given like when a web browser will open up, this web browser will open up, this particular website will open up, and thereafter I have to enter over here this information in the search icon. Okay, in the search icon, that's what I have selected. In the type into, I have selected that one. Again, the type into I have selected, and it is searching over there, right? Okay. Okay. So if you are doing it, well and good. Otherwise, if you want to do it afterwards also, that's also fine. Right. Now, let me tell you the next thing. Okay. Like if I have to take a decision, or I want my robots to take a decision based upon the information it gathered. Right. So it basically extracted what information? There are two information it extracted. First, the climate information. Second, the temperature information. Okay. Two information my robot extracted. Okay, then that means my robot needs to react upon that information. Okay, so what it can do? It can either use the if comparison or it can use the flowchart. right? So if I will tell you later on, let me tell you flowchart, because there are two things that you can see: sequence and flowchart. So sequence, you know what is sequence? Sequence will just put everything in a sequence, right? Now just use flowchart. Okay, so that flowchart I can add over here. You can see if I will collapse all, I'm having two actions. First action is about input dialog for taking the things, and then open browser. That means whatever that is happening, that is happening within the open browser, right? Now, if I will use after this um, flowchart, okay, flowchart, right? This is a flowchart. So just drag and drop it over here. Okay. So in this flowchart, what happened? As I click over here, it is showing action. Start. That means first input dialog will take the value from user, right? Based upon that particular value, open browser will open up and search will be happened using type will be there, hotkey, enter will be pressed. Thereafter, get full text will pick the climate information. This will pick what? The temperature information. This will give you the message box. Perfect. And after this, it will go to flowchart. In the flowchart, we can use what? Flow decisions. Okay, you can see over here. This is called flow decision, right? So drag and drop it over here, right? That means you have to connect this thing over here. Okay, so in the flow decisions, you have to define the decisions. Okay, like I'll click over it, and here it is a condition icon. So I'll click over condition. Okay, and I'll paste. I will just write over here that the temperature control space. Where it is not showing temperature, it is not showing. You can see temperature is not shown over here. Why? Because the temperature variable must be defined locally. So I'll go to the block where temperature is defined, check the variable. Variable is defined within do. Do is what? Do is defined over here. That means this temperature can be accessible only within do, but I want it to be accessible all over the program. So I have to define within sequence. Define it globally by changing the scope to sequence, both sequence, right? Change the scope of both of them to sequence, and then after again come back, and over here in the flow decision, in the conditions, thus just define temperature is greater than what, or smaller than 20. Okay. Click over OK. Okay. It is showing a still error. Why it is showing error? It is showing error because by default temperature is having a type of string, isn't it? So if it is a string, then how we can compare greater than or smaller than? We can't do it, right? So that means I have to convert that thing into integer or any numeric format, right? So if there is a temperature which is a string, I want to convert it into numerical. So just use cint. Cint stands for what? Convert into integer. Okay, and then click over OK. Done. So if it is smaller than 20, okay, what will happen? The true part will get triggered. So open message box. Okay, click over here. Okay, and one more message box. Click over here. Just connect over here. Okay, so if it is smaller than 20, we can just give a message. It's not that hot. So little warm, not preferred. Okay, done. Right. Again, go back to flowchart. So in the message box, what I have given, little warm cloths are preferred to carry if it is smaller than 20. If it is over here. Okay, so if it is more than 20, then what we can do? We can add one more kind of a, if you want to add, okay, one more flow decision you can add over here, right? Okay. So if it is more than 20, then one more flow decision. Okay. Now what happened if it is more than 20 but less than, again see in temperature, it is more than 20 but less than what? Less than suppose 35, right? Okay. Then I can do what? Again add a one more message box. Right? Here I can do temperature is optimum and be comfortable. Feel comfortable. This is a random thing that I had given over here, right? So it is done now. And for the next one, what I can do, just a minute. Okay. For this one, what I can see. Oh, sorry. This is one more message box. This is for the false scenario. Click over it. It's too warm. Carry some. Okay. So there are three messages, right? That means in the flow chart, the temperature value will be compared. There are two flow decisions. Based upon these two flow decisions, some messages will be appeared, right? So it is what? It is a little warm. Sorry. Okay, fine. Okay. Some more conditions you can define if you understand the concept, right? So now let's execute it. Give a thing like Chennai. I don't know what's the temperature in Chennai, but still. Okay. First, what happened? The message will come whether it's climate. I'll tell. Whether into Chennai and something information is there. I click over OK. Then next message box will come up. Okay. So temperature is optimum and you will feel comfortable like that. Okay. Two message boxes are there. Okay. So this message box is because of flowchart that we have created, and the first message box was because of sequence that we had created. Right. So that is how it is performing over here. Right. Now what I will do, I will just share this code with you. Okay. Or I will update the previous code only. Okay. So let me edit it, delete it, add this code file. Okay. So now just look into it. If you're having any doubts over here, please just let me know. Okay. And everyone, please complete up to this point. Okay. How to collect values in integer format? Okay. Directly in integer format you can't collect. You have to collect in the string only. And after that you have to process it to convert it to integer, double, float, whatever. Okay. It will be collected always in a string. Okay. Thereafter you have to process it. There are functions. Okay. There are the functions through which we can convert it. Okay. So either you can convert over here or you can convert where you are picking it up. Okay. Suppose you are picking it up over here, right? Like we are picking it up over here, right? So here also you can convert. Okay. But just a minute. Okay. like you're picking it up at a temperature. Okay, but here if you want to convert again, you have to use a sine function and all. Okay, you have to use a sine function and then you have to convert it. So it will be always picked up in a string and thereafter you have to convert it. Right. So you understood the concept of flowchart? Everyone, please just let me know. So now I'm having three things over here. Okay, input dialog for picking up the value from user, open browser for opening the browser, and flowchart for processing over the information that we are having. Right. Okay. So I've also shared the program with you by tomorrow morning or by tonight, most probably by the tomorrow morning, because it is already 9 p.m. So most probably I will have a dinner and I will go for the sleep. So like by tomorrow morning, I will share the recordings with you because it takes around 3 hours to get processed. Okay, by 12 or by 1 p.m. Oh, sorry, 1 a.m. in the night, the recording will be ready to share. Right. So if so, most probably I'll say it by tomorrow morning before 10 on. Okay. If you're having any doubts, please just let me know. Otherwise, we will sign up for the day. Okay. So flow chart and flow decision also I should add into the list. Okay. So just let me know if you're having any doubts. I'll try to sort it out. Otherwise, we'll sign up for the day. And again, tomorrow at 6 p.m. we'll meet. Then I guess there is no further doubts. So shall we sign off? Thank you, everyone. Take care. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Good night, everyone. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.